Yeah, it's taken a pretty long time for black people to wake up, isn't it? No, we're not mad at you. We're mad at the system of white supremacy and not in favor of the system of white supremacy. And we understand just because you can wear a nice pair of jeans, a belt, look good, and get outside of a beautiful BMW or a big rig truck does not mean you're so smart and functional. The reason you're able to do that is the fact that you have come from a barbaric race of people and a barbaric history, historic anchor as a group. And we're not mad at each individual, but we are angry in terms of the system which has demised me as a human being and made me the product of its wealth in terms of suffering for the greater good of itself, and that's white supremacy. So we are in litigation with our government, not you. And we understand right now it's taken a pretty long time for black people to actually wake up because of having the mindset of enslaved indentured people. Enslaved people and people that have been a source of the system's wealth and have been a product of the system to be actually used as the apparatus of wealth and individually suffer because of this process. People who are descendants of those that were owned by people in a very inhumane exchange and fear tactics to keep you in that place just for the sake of wealth. And wealth is protection. Wealth is not necessarily just money, but it takes money to have wealth, and a lot of it in this country. We understand that the president that they voted in right now is giving wealth to groups of the tax dollars of the slave descendants who built the country and the birth of a nation. This is what black people choose not to look at by having the mind of slaves, by having the mind of people who are docile when it comes down to leadership and fighting and standing in the first nature of law and self-preservation. This is where we began. Well, we know economics not only belong to us, but it is an imperative need to us in terms of being safe. You cannot be safe in terms of health or in a health condition or any other condition without having and being surrounded by a financial privilege in the United States of America. That is part of her liberties. So we pay taxes to that system, yet we shouldn't. Yet we pay taxes to that system so other people can continue to have the wealth and be partnering with the white supremacist. Now, we are not looking at each individual as that you are to be a blame. We're looking at what you're allowed to do by the system in the United States policy that we built as a birth of a nation. I am a native in this country. I was born and bred in this country through the institution of slavery. And I'm here today as a descendant. And I pay taxes and I'm giving to other groups. My government is denying my rights, my constitutional rights, my litigation to this country, my heir to this country, my blood legacy to this country as a native. Slavery is everything, and it's still the floor, it's the battery of the country, and we stand for correction and the first nature of law, and that's self-preservation.